Hey friends, welcome back to Talk Yarny to Me. Excuse me, that sounds terrible. My apologies. Welcome back to Talk Yarny to Me. I am Zuri. I will be talking yarny with you. This is off to a start, huh? All right, let's get it together. I am here because we have just a monumental milestone hit. I probably spoiled it with my thumbnail, but whatever. 2 years in the making, I have finally finished my son's knitted illusion knit blanket. I actually finished the body of it Thanksgiving weekend, and I had to just put on the border. I'll show you in a minute, but I had to put on the border, which I thought would just be, I knew it was going to be a little bit of a long process because of the border I chose, but I assumed that I would finish it last week. I did not. Work ended up being super crazy. I had to work on site, which I rarely have to do. I had to go into Atlanta to our data center for the week and do some work pretty much the whole week, Monday through Thursday. And then I'm battling, that's what that whole throat nonsense was when I first started. I'm battling a little bit of a cold. And so by the time I got done with all the work, which was like a lot of very physical labor, and got home, I was exhausted. So I barely crocheted last week or knit or anything. I did a little bit, but very little. And then Friday, I stayed in at home to work, and that's when I finished the blanket. So anyway, here, I'm gonna show it to you. Are you guys ready? My camera shot is so wide, I just spoiled the whole thing, I think, but oh well. You've seen it. Here she is. So beautiful. I'm hoping you guys can see the illusion effect. I think you can. Look, I can't even fit it in the frame. Can you see that? Let me back up so you can maybe get an idea of how tall it is. So I'm 5'4". No, I'm not. I'm 5'2.5". I don't know why I said that. And this thing comes, you can't even see how far over my head it goes. Like, see that? A good foot above my head, probably. So it's at least like 6 feet long and probably 5.5 feet wide. So this is it. As I showed you guys before, it is illusion knit. I have not washed this yet, and it's backwards now. It is illusion knit, which is what kind of gives it this checkerboard design, which is not showing up now. It was showing up before. Let's see if I can get it back. There we go. There you go. And it depends on what angle. That's the illusion of it. It depends on what angle you're looking at it from, whether you see it or not. So if you look at it head on, you may not see it. It might just look like stripes. But if you look at it angled, you can see the pattern. And you can make almost anything. I see people make like elaborate pictures with illusion knitting. It's sorcery to me. This little checkerboard was a chore in itself. So it's just amazing. So that's it. It's just alternating rows of knits and pearls, and whether the knits or the pearls are which of the two contrasting colors is going to be knit. So right here, the blue is knit, and then over here in this block, the gray is knit and the blue is stockinette, right? And so that's what does that. So it's really cool. I finished it. I put an I-cord border on. You see that? Which is what took a long time. I also, man, I ran out of yarn. Let me see if I can find it. I think I still have it marked. I was so upset because I had to go out on Black Friday and buy yarn and be strong and brave, which I almost wasn't. Let me see if I can find the spot. Where's that spot at? Okay, so this marker here is the last time you guys saw it, right? And that was probably over a month ago. And I probably did like 1 or 2 rows since then. But like this bulk of this work, after I finished, what was that last stuff I showed you that I finished? After I finished the 2 big blankets for my friends, and I think that was it. Remember I told you I was pretty much whipless for a while. This is what I focused on. And so I probably was like right about here or here. And then so all this was done like in about that last week. But I ran out of yarn probably here. Maybe here, I think, here. Right? Because I ran out of yarn with like only one row of the gray left. Well, two really, because it was back and forth, but like one stripe of gray. So I think I had these 2 stripes of navy blue to do. So I had to go out to Michael's on Black Friday and only buy 2 skeins of yarn, which almost didn't happen. So I went out. The gray is Craft Smart. Or was Craft. The original gray is Craft Smart. This replacement one is whatever they call it now, Soft Classic. It's the exact same thing. And the color is soft gray, maybe? Oh, just gray. And the color gray. And then the blue navy part is Red Heart Super Saver in soft navy. That's the one that says soft. So I had to go buy those. I went to Michael's. Thankfully, Michael's is like, so there's a Joann, there's a Michael's, a Hobby Lobby. Hobby Lobby and Joann are like right in the middle of like the major shopping plaza. But Michael's is about a mile up the road in like a much smaller plaza. So thankfully I wasn't like in any like a whole lot of traffic, a whole lot of like Black Friday craziness. I don't know if people still do stores on Black Friday because there's no point. All the sales are online and they last the whole week and they start before Black Friday. So I don't know if people still do that, but I wasn't going to find out. So I went to Michael's. It was a bit busy, than usual, but it wasn't like crazy. It was also like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. So probably anyone that was trying to get doorbusters and stuff was long gone. But I went and I was just like, look, I got my 2 things of yarn. Oh, and it was like buy 2, get 1 free, which is a good thing. So it's buy 2, get 1 free. And so I got the blue yarn and then I went and got the gray yarn. And then I was like, okay, let me just pick a free one. I picked another Loops and Threads yarn as the free one. And I picked another gray. I was like, I could always use a good, gray for neutrals, right? And then I'm like looking around and I spotted the Karen cakes, the latte cakes on clearance for $5. And so I went and got a basket, of course. I'm like, they had like 2 or 3 colors on clearance. One was like some greens and blues. One was like some pinks. There's actually 2 that were like greens and blues, and then 2 that were like pinks, but they were like slightly different shades of each of those. Like you had to look at the label almost to see the difference. Cause there's, but I'm like trying to like shuffle. I'm like, what can I do? So I'm like, I picked like, I think maybe 4 of each of like 2 colors, like the greens and the blues. I picked like, I don't remember the colors. I picked some though. And I was like, I've actually never used latte cakes. I have one sole like white latte cake I've never used. And these colors are not actually colors that I would gravitate to under any other circumstances, except that they were like deeply on sale. And so, as I'm like counting up the money and I'm like 5, 10, 15, 20. I think it came out to, I think I got 8. So I feel like it came out to 40. And I was like, I don't need this. And I put it back, guys. $5 latte cakes, I put them back. Because I couldn't even really think of anything that I would do with them. I was like, I couldn't think of anything that I would really actually do with them. So I put them back. And I didn't even really feel bad about it. So that's great. Growth. We're growing. It's almost a new year. So I went and I left with just those 3 balls of yarn. And it's a good thing that it was buy 2, get 1 free, because as I'm walking to the register, I look at like my 3rd free yarn, and it was actually this. Like the original gray that I picked up was not the right gray. And I was looking, I was like, oh, that's the right one. So it's a good thing that I did pick up that 3rd one, because I would have come home with the wrong yarn and been very, very upset. And I would have gone back to Michael's and I probably would have got the latte cakes that second time and spent that $40 that I don't need to spend. So it's a good thing. So yeah, there's that. It's all done. I do need to wash it. This took 2 years, guys. 2 years almost. I started this after Christmas because he requested, so this blanket, for those that don't know, is actually going to my youngest stepson, who is about to be 10, just in a couple of weeks, actually, in a week, actually, or so. And right after Christmas, 2 Christmases ago, after Christmas, he asked me to make him a blanket because I made his grandparents blankets for Christmas, and he'd go to their house and hog them. And his grandma was like, I'm sick of you always using my blanket. And so she quilts. So she made him a quilt. And he said he didn't like it. He said it was too hot. This one, he might actually also say it's too hot. Like, he does not like being hot at all. Like, he wears as little clothes as possible when he's here, as soon as he gets in the house, pretty much. And his parents' mom says he does the same thing at home. My in-laws say he does the same thing at their house. He does not like being hot. And so I feel like this might actually be a little hot for him. But, I mean, it's made out of pretty much the same yarn as I made the other ones. It's huge. He is a tiny kid for his age. So this will serve him well for a few years. He's small now, but apparently he's got an older brother who was also very small when he was young. He had 2 older brothers, actually, that were very small when they were young, and they're all big now. So he might grow into it and outgrow it, but it will take him some time. So yeah, this is for him. It's 2 years in the making. Because it took so long, it already looks like so ratty and used. I haven't washed it yet, but I'm gonna wash it because I have to wash those. I have to wash all those blankets I made. I have to wash the sunrise blanket I made, and I want to wash the Bridgerton blanket because I think my cat found it. So I gotta wash all 3 of those. So we'll see. Maybe it'll kind of rejuvenate a little bit as I wash it. And hopefully it'll relax a little bit too, because this I-cord edge is not enough to keep the edges from curling a little bit. Not enough, not a whole lot, but you know, just the slight perfectionist in me would love it if it laid a little bit flatter. But it's great. I'm so glad it's done now. And yeah, that's the main thing I've been working on. I do not have a lot. The only other things I have to show you that are finished, I told you that I was trying to just do a bucket hat, and that was just like I just had this yarn. Where is it? Is it right next to me? It's not. Where I put it? It's behind me. It's a ice cream roving yarn. In the color, I think Double Bubble. That I just had. I think I had bought it to finish up another hat months ago that I just barely needed a few yards of it to finish, and so pretty much the whole yard has been sitting on my coffee table back there for months. And so finally I picked it up. I was like, I'll just make up some random hat. And so I was like, let me try to make a bucket hat with it. And the first one I made, is the first one? No, it's the second one. The first one I made came out so big. Let me show you. Hold on, let me take this off. I'm gonna show you guys. Look at that. And this is me with all this hair. You see that? It's actually a little bit tight on my head because of my hair. Imagine if I didn't have any hair. It just came out so big. So I just was kind of playing with it. And it's been a long time since I made a bucket hat, so I couldn't really remember where do you stop, where do you start increasing, etc. for the brim. So then I just I was like, let me try again, and I went, okay, also I did a 6.5 hook, I think, which I did, which makes this a little looser than I like to, you know. It looks okay now, but when I was making it, I was like, this feels very loose, the actual stitches. And then, of course, I made it bigger. So I went down to a 6, and then I started the brim a lot earlier. I don't remember how many rows I did. I just went till, my spirit whispered for me to stop or whatever. And I think I increased to 60 stitches around. And then I just went, and then at some point I was like, all right, let me make the brim. And so this one, it still feels a little bit big, but it's not as big. This is actually kind of cool. It doesn't, the brim also obviously rolls, but actually I think that's kind of cool. Maybe, I don't know. It's still a little big. I don't know. It was just me playing with this yarn because I had it sitting there. So I don't know what I'll do with those. I might frog them and do something else with them. This one, well, I mean, okay, this big one I'm definitely gonna make something else out of. This one I might let it stay as it is and just donate it. It's never gonna fit me very well just because of my hair, but maybe a normal person, it might. I don't know. So those are the only, that was just something I was playing with. And then the only other thing I have is, this is a project that I was hoping to get done by now, because it's for my Christmas tree, which you see there. Excuse all this mess. This is our Christmas stuff. We did our decorations this weekend, and I have to drag the box. I have to get out some of the other decor, the little statues and stuff, and put them around. Then I gotta drag the box back in the garage for it to sit there for a month until we shove it back in the attic after Christmas. But yeah, so what I was making was a Christmas tree skirt, which I was hoping to get done by Saturday because that's when we went and got the tree. But because I didn't finish this last week, I had to finish this. I didn't get time to work on that because I didn't really just crochet at all. So because of this, it's all connected. So excuse me, sorry. So yeah, I started a Christmas tree skirt, and it's really cool. I love it. It's a Jada and Stitches pattern. I'm sure you guys have seen it because it's not a new pattern. It's been around. I remember seeing it last year and just never got around to making it. And it's all stash yarn, which is really cool. So I'll show you the yarn first. I'll try to show you the yarn first, and then I'll show you the actual skirt. Okay, so first, I've got this red heart with love in the color spinach. So you can see this is not a bright holly jolly green. This is definitely a more earthy green spinach. But that's fine. So that's gonna be more, you can tell, well, if I, well, let me just show you. And then I got this Big Twist Classic in the color wine. Okay. And then, so you would think this is gonna be like vintage Christmas colors, but no, the white that I found, that I have, is, I love this yarn in the color, well, I love this yarn Twinkle. I love this yarn Metallic in the color, I would guess white. So this kind of gives it, because this is like this bright white, it's not that like antique white, and obviously because it's got the sparkles, like it's gonna, can you see the sparkles? Barely. You can see the metallic, you can see it over here. It doesn't have like that vintage Christmas look that you would think you would get from these, but I like it. It's I think it's cool. So we're in the middle of a row. Here it is. Is it not pretty? So it's the 12-point star Christmas tree skirt. Here are my points. I am, as far as the pattern goes, I'm done. I would finish with the actual pattern. I want to say like this white here, like the tutorial, the way she did it. I want to make mine a little bit bigger because my tree is kind of wide. And yeah, I want to make mine a little bit bigger. So I'm thinking that this is about the last of the white I'm going to be able to get through. So that's going to be the limiting factor. So I'm going to do this white, and then I'll be able to get one more row of wine and one more row of spinach. And that will give me probably another 7 inches-ish, which I think it'll be respectable. And I might have another one of these, but I really want to be finished with this. This is a pretty quick, relatively quick crochet project. It's just been finding time to do it just because we've been so busy. So I'll probably finish this tomorrow. And I'll have to put the buttons on. I do not have buttons. I did try to run out to, like when I went to get this yarn here, I did look for buttons at Michael's, but because it was Black Friday, I guess they were almost cleaned out. Like the only ones they had were like these random ones that wouldn't match this at all. So then I looked at on Amazon, and I would have to get like a 10-pack, because I really want like red, probably, or you know maybe I'll look for Christmas colors, but I would need like a 10-pack, and I only probably need 5 or 6. 5, you know, evenly spaced. I guess it depends on how much bigger I make this, because she used 5 for her pattern, but I'm making mine a little bigger, so maybe I will use 1 or 2 more. But either way, I still won't need a lot. But that kind of more justifies me buying a 10-pack than before. So I do need to buy that. But yeah, this is fun. I really like making this. It's really easy. It's just double crochets and your you know, your peaks and your valleys, and that's it. And it, like, you join it down here. You put your buttons, you know, just kind of along one side, and then you just use the actual stitches or you know, as the buttonholes. So you're not adding buttonholes, and it just, when you connect it, it makes like the final point, because each of these is half a point. So when you connect it, it makes like a final point. So it's really cool. I like it a lot. I think it's gonna look great on my tree there. And yeah, that's what we've been working on. So that's it. That's it for what I've been doing. So I'm gonna talk to you for a few minutes about what I'm gonna do, and then I'm gonna leave you alone for a bit. Put these all back. You're coming back upstairs with me. Get in the bag. All right. So I'm gonna put this up because it actually is very warm. This kid may never use this thing because, well, he'll use it probably downstairs. Our downstairs where we're at now is, it gets cold because my husband is a tyrant about the thermostat because he hates being hot too. And our upstairs gets very hot when the heat is running. So that means we keep our downstairs pretty cool so our upstairs doesn't become unbearable. I actually had to, it was like he had it set at 66. I had to turn it up a little bit. I had to turn it back down. Probably because it does actually get too hot to sleep upstairs. So my son will probably use it when we're all down here, like in the family room. I'm falling apart. I got yarn, I think, in my eye. So someone will use it. If he don't use it, I'll use it. Whatever. It'll be used. So what do we got upcoming? We got some exciting things, and barring any unforeseen projects popping up, they're not all for me. Just kidding. 2 of them are for me. 2 of them are for not me. All right, so the first thing is, since I made my stepson a blanket, I've made my son, he's got at least 2 blankets that I've made. So I'm gonna make my oldest, our bonus son, a blanket because he does not have one that I've made. And I am going to, he also hates being hot. So I'm gonna use one of my beloved Karen Skinny Cakes. That's how you know I love him, because I love these so much, and I love this color, and I really wanted to do something for me, but I still can. This is Karen Skinny Cakes in the color icing. Icing. I do not see that as icing, but you know they like their food related names. This is definitely reminiscent of like surf and sea, etc., sand and surf, or whatever you call it, like, or something like that, but it's called icing. I'm gonna use this one to make him a blanket. I know exactly which one I'm gonna make. I do not remember the name now, but it's like a diamond pattern, like almost a 3-dimensional diamond pattern. I'll have to find it once I get it started, which will be as soon as I finish this Christmas tree skirt. This is one of the things I'm gonna start. I'm not gonna I doubt I'll get this done by Christmas. It just is not time. But I'll get it done. And so once I get that, I'll show you guys, and I'll link the pattern and stuff. So that's gonna be this. I got this as well. This was one of my many, also a Skinny Cake beloved. I'm gonna do another fillet, and I picked it out. I don't remember what it was. Hopefully I can find it again. Like, hopefully I marked it and I'll be able to find it, because I picked out a fillet pattern that I like, and now I don't remember what it was. If I completely draw a blank, I think I'll do another. No, I won't do another which way fillet with this. I'll do something. But this is going to be for the parents of the 2 girls that I made the other blankets for. This also will not be done by Christmas. Her dad's birthday is in early January though, so, and I won't be able to, I was trying to schedule a lunch with the 2 girls, but I'll be busy like the next several weekends. And then obviously Christmas and obviously New Year's. So I probably will not be able to meet up with them until January anyway. So hopefully I'll be able to finish this, and hopefully I'll be able to find it and finish it. So that's 2 blankets. Okay, those are for other people. Next for me, this is a Lion Brand Dreamy in the color paprika. What is a paprika? Paprika. Lion Brand Dreamy has long been discontinued. I found, not this one, I have this gray Lion Brand Dreamy that I found like years ago. This is like before I really started like buying a lot of yarn. It's when I was like I was kind of first getting started, not exactly like I've been knitting probably for maybe a year or so, but I wasn't like super into buying yarn. And I was in the store though buying yarn and I found one lone ball of Lion Brand Dreamy in this gray color, very similar to this gray. As you see, this is like a brushed, you know, it's reminiscent a little bit of like Jiffy, which I think is also a Lion Brand, or even this classic, this Big Twist Classic, a little bit like this. So this isn't really brushed, this is very loosely spun. Or your Red Heart Super Saver Dreamy. So any of those, like a little bit of a halo, just the brush, very soft, right? So I found that in a store. It was on sale or clearance for whatever, I don't remember. Joann's clearance, so probably not really that great a sale, but I didn't know any better then. I looked all around the store trying to find another ball of this, at least one more ball. I could not find it anywhere. They didn't have any more. I guess it was the last ball. This is the Joann's by me. So I went down to the Hobby Lobby. This is before I knew that clearance meant that it was going away. And this is before I knew like Hobby Lobby kind of does their own thing. And I went down the little plaza to Hobby Lobby and I was like, well, maybe they have it. And I went in, but I didn't take it with me. So then I'm like feeling around like the soft yarns, but I couldn't remember exactly what it looked like or felt like. So I got something that I was like, this might kind of be it. And I got back out to my cart. It was not even close. Like, I mean, I knew it wasn't the same, but like something I thought it was like a yarn bee. So I knew it was a different brand, but I was like, well, maybe this will be close enough. Maybe it kind of looks like, you know, when I got to the cart, it was not actually close at all. So that one ball was just like sitting there for such a long time. Then I went back actually to that same Joann, and they had on this little, like, not even an end cap. You know, sometimes they have those like kind of cardboard bins that's just got, you know, full of one thing. They had that full of these guys, once again on clearance, and I cleaned them out. I think they had maybe 7 of them. Like, they had these, they had one other color, all these kind of like soft, you know, colors like this. I don't remember, not even colors like that I necessarily like. I like this, but it's not necessarily like if they had other options, I would have probably picked other options, you know. Like if they did not have the gray. If they had that gray, I would have just got that gray. They didn't, so I just got everything, everything they had. And it's been sitting in my stash for a couple of years now, probably 4 years. And I knew I wanted to make a sweater with it, and I actually knew which sweater I wanted to make. I want to make the Marley Bird My First Sweater with these. And so I have more than enough. I have tons. I have, just of the paprika, I have 3. And I think this is the one I have the most of. I know I don't need 3. But that's a Marley Bird pattern. It's a knit sweater. I've been wanting to make that for a few years. I just never got around to it. I always got pushed to the back. So I'm going to finally pass that on soon, in the next couple of weeks. So that's that. So I got 3 of these. The other 2 are down here. And then if any of you guys follows Ophelia Talks, you will know that she just put out a tutorial within the last week or 2 for a little black dress crochet tutorial and pattern. And it is really cute. I love it. And I was like, I just wanted it. I love a good little black dress, and I haven't had one in a long time. So I decided I'm gonna make it, and I'm gonna actually make it black, which I do not wear black very often. But I said I was gonna make this one black, and so I didn't buy the yarn she used. She did use like a cotton that is a 3-weight, or like a cotton acrylic, I don't recall. That's a 3-weight. I didn't use the one that she has on her website, but I did get a 3-weight cotton. Is it cotton or cotton acrylic? Also cotton acrylic. I think it's the same blend. 60-40 cotton acrylic, which I think is what she used too, or some cotton acrylic blend. This is Bernat Softy Cotton. It's very soft. I really like how it feels. I actually ordered these on Amazon. I got like 2-3 packs, so it should be more than enough to make this crochet this little black dress. It feels, I love the way this feels. I actually hadn't opened this yet. It's my first time opening it. I never really bought these in the store, but man, it feels like, yeah, really soft. Cottony, but without that cotton stiffness, you know? Smooth. It's like smooth. So yeah, we're gonna use that. We're gonna use this to make a dress. So I got 2 blankets, a sweater, and a dress kind of on the horizon. Plus just whatever other little things. Like I still got some hats, like I want to do hats. It's gonna do another round of donation hats. I kind of slowed down on that just because I was like catching up on stuff. But that is still very much a thing. And yeah, that's what's going on. What do you guys got to round out your year? You tell me how you're gonna finish out your year in crafting. Are you like feverishly? I'm not doing any, I don't think I'm doing any gifting of knit or crochet items this year. Did I do any last year? I did last year. I made my aunt a shawl and I made my uncle a blanket, right? Yeah, was that last year? Yes, it had to be last Christmas. The year before that, I did my in-laws a blankets, and then the year before that, I did my cousin's family. I made them pillows. So this year, I guess I'm taking a break. And then maybe next year I'll start back on my cousin's family again or something. We'll just go round robin like that. So are you guys doing gift knits or gift crochet projects? Do you have any crochet decor that you're doing? Like I said, I'm doing this Christmas tree skirt, but I would love to do like some other little ornaments and things like that if I just had the time. And maybe I'll kind of work on some throughout the year and just put them aside. I don't know. And then what do you guys got to start the year? There are a couple of things I do want to do this year. I want to do a couple new things this year. One, I want to try to make some kind of stuffy amigurumi. I don't know if I want to do like a full big thing, maybe just little backpack buddies, or no, I do want to do like an actual thing. Actually, I bought a book months ago to that end. I think it's like crochet animals. It's not the crochet cute critters, but it's another like crochet little animal friends book, which I think is in my car still, in the back of my car. So that is one new thing that I want to do this year. The other new thing I want to do this year is socks. So that's kind of my goal for this coming year. Maybe most people I know make this a video like closer to the end of the year, but we're just chatting, and who knows if I'll see you guys again before then. I just remembered I got some tea on the counter that's probably gotten cold. That's sad. So those are 2 new things. So you guys hold me accountable. So what new things are, or what are your goals for this year? Are you trying to do a whole lot of donation projects? Are you trying to learn a new skill? Are you trying to do other stuff? What other things do people do? Are you trying to teach somebody how to crochet? There's these 2 little girls in my church. They're sisters, and they have been learning to crochet. They had like some blanket yarn yesterday, and I have like a handful of little blanket yarn, like a couple that I've gotten here and there, that I was like, oh, do you guys, so I asked the older sister, because she was right in front of me. I was like, do you like this kind of yarn? Because I have some. And she's like, well, it's hard to see the stitches, and I'm really a beginner. And I was like, that's true. So I told her I'd bring her like some more beginner friendly yarn. So I'm gonna pack up a few things to take to her next time I see her, which will probably be, I don't think it'll be Wednesday, it'll probably be Sunday. So, are you gonna teach somebody, bring someone under your wing? What are we gonna do this year? So you guys let me know. What are you up to? Are you gonna finish out your goals for this year? Are they finishing strong, or are we rolling them over? Who knows? My goals for next year are they're really rollovers from this year. Probably a couple months ago, I was like, you know what I need to do? I want to learn to do socks. I want to learn to do, I want to try to do an amigurumi. It's not something I have to do. Because I feel like most of the people that do them, they like do them for markets and stuff. I'm not interested in doing that. But I just want to learn. I just want to know how to do it. So there's that. But I thought about it months ago, and then I never got around to it, and so we'll make it a goal for this year. I didn't actually like make it a hard and fast, like it's got, it's just kind of like this is what's coming next or coming down the pipe at some point. Okay, anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for listening. Tell me what you think. I will have some of this new stuff started next time you see me. I'm not sure when that will be, but it will be at some point, probably before the end of the year. It's only the 7th. It's the 9th. It's only the 9th, so you'll see me again before the end of the year. But until then, you'll probably see me again before Christmas. Until then, though, you guys enjoy your holiday preparations, and yeah, talk to you soon. Bye.